Alright, I gotta finish up this series. This is the 4th heat treat. This is video number 10. I'm gonna make a playlist with these videos on the eBay heat treat. This final heat treat was $4.75 for 3 hours. This is the final video in the series. Okay, and I'm gonna do a summary at the end of the video. I got cheat notes. Got some cheat notes on stuff I've observed. Okay, so now at $4.75, right? $4.75. The markings that I put on the stones tend to disappear. You can see that one is a 7. So I believe all of these are 7, but I don't see any markings. They disappear. You can see they're definitely darker than the other heat treat. Let's bring the other heat treat at 440. Let's see. This is 440. This stuff is not nearly as dark as that stuff. But it does get glossy at 440. Let's hold this one back so we can compare. And I actually napped a bunch of this stuff. I still got some. I got another biface in here somewhere. I know because I saw it last night. Man, this comes kind of close to a biface. Let's see. Let's do this. I don't have this one marked. I'll keep these two back. This one's a check mark. Anyway, there is a difference in color. It gets darker. Alright, so let's try to do this one by one. I can already tell there's damage to this pile right here. I think this is all 7, number 7. And this one up here, number 4. Definite damage, heat damage. So what does it look like? This is number 4. So let's do that one first. Can we see? No. So it says on video. On video, and it's the 3rd heat treat, 385. Put half back in at 450. Well, I did 475, and already tested against the raw. Okay, this is raw. And this is 475. And it has a number 4, but you can barely see it. At that temperature, it tends to burn off the Sharpie. Quite a big difference in color. And these big chunks. This one looks like it has a crack in it. Yes, it does, and it is heat damaged. So it's pretty much useless. Yep. So I got some of this at 385 that did not break up. Right, 385. This is not number 4, this is number 5. So I'm getting these mixed up. All right. Anyway, this is wasted. Let's keep going and see how much damage there is. I can't knap too much of this because then the flakes will start getting all over the place. So I'm just going to take small samples off of each piece. It's highly glossy compared to 385. Let's see. I'm guessing. So yeah, there's not hardly any gloss on there, but it chips all right. And on this one, there's quite a bit of gloss. 100 degrees, almost 100 degrees hotter. Big difference. I might be able to get something out of part of this. Out of part of the 485. But I'm not going to knap it on video. I just wanted to show you. 475, sorry. If I don't have it written down like right there, I get it mixed up. 475 heat damage. But I might be able to get something out of this top half and work around it, but it's dicey. A lot of times it'll have internal stresses in it and it still won't knap. It'll snap in half easy. Okay. So that's that one. This one seems to be intact. So let's do the little knap on this one. The actual indirect percussion knap on this one. Take off a few chunks. Chips. Flakes. See if there's internal damage. Sometimes you don't know until you actually take a flake off to see if there's internal damage. I'm going to run some flakes off of this surface so we can see the difference. We can kind of see it there, but let's run a flake across, see if I can get something long. Yep. And it naps well as long as it's not heat damaged. Yeah, that's good. Compared to the raw number 4. Did I forget to label the other one number 4? Well, I can kind of see the number 4. Better if I relabel it. Especially this one. Where's my other one? 475. Okay. Gotta keep track because for the future, so we can know what's good and what's not good. Let's take a chip off of this one that's raw so I can give you my layman's expert opinion. That flake was right there. Let's see. I'll try my best to get a good thinning flake. Yeah. I had to hit that pretty hard. And it does nap in the raw state. Alright, I can get reasonable flakes. Now, this, on the other hand, is the heat treat at 475. Let's see, that one was fairly easy to get as far as the flake goes. Let's try to run one across the surface where there's cortex. Nice. It has possibilities. It is easier to nap. It's crunchy right there where there is cortex that has damage on it. It's not heat damage, it's weathering. Yeah. If I can get the cortex off of it, it would be nice to nap. Yeah, so it is possible to skin the cortex off. I'm not hitting it as hard as the other one. And it's able to run long flakes. The color is approximately the same, but you can see the difference in gloss and nappability. Pressure flaking. It pressure flakes reasonably well, but it has that raw stone feel to it, which means it's not easy to flake. But it does flake. And I gotta get the edge better on this one. Hold on. It's still retaining some of its toughness. It's very similar in toughness to the raw. So it's not like it's not like I'm napping obsidian. So that means the edge is sharp. This one feels more prickly than this one, though. The heat treat doesn't feel as sharp. Let me see. It is easier. I would say I have to use almost twice as much pressure on the raw as I do on the heat treat. Now that I am doing more on the raw. But the raw feels more grippy as far as sharpness goes. The heat treat doesn't feel as grippy as the raw, which is my general observation usually with raw compared to heat treat. Well, maybe it's not twice as hard. Maybe it's 1.5 times as hard to nap. The heat treat is easier. But it still feels a little tough. Yeah, it's not like knapping obsidian. But I think I've already said that. But yeah, you can run parallel flakes on this stuff. Fairly easily. Yeah, all right. So I would consider it successful as long as it's not thick. The thin pieces seem to be okay. No heat damage. All right. So let me do something here. I gotta throw them all in the same bag, right? So I gotta mark them all. Should I do that on video? Yeah, because I'm probably not gonna go through this whole batch. I just want to go through some of it. If it starts getting too long of a video, I'll just stop analyzing. Okay, that one's already marked. You can barely see that one. Since this one already has 475 degrees on it, well, I should mark them all 475. Just in case it gets separated. Now this is a broken one. Did I break it on video? I already tested. I'm not going to go back. It's going to be the same, pretty much, as the piece I just tested. See, I don't see any heat damage on any of these thin ones. Okay, so I can put them in the same bag, I think. No, I do need to put the temperatures on it, just in case. Yeah, I do need to put all the temperatures, because with my brain, I'm not going to remember which ones are which, even though these are darker. So that means you're going to have to do the same thing if you're going to do this kind of thing. Right? Yeah, you do this for the first year or so that you're doing heat treats, or maybe if you're very astute, you only have to do this for about a month or two, because you're doing this like 3 times a week. But guys that are doing heat treats once a month, it'll take them about a year to get used to what stuff does what, as far as the variety of things that they'll be knapping. If it's only 1 or 2 types of chert, yeah, I can figure it out in a week or two. Alright, so these can all go into the bag together. Throw out these notes. These are all marked 385. So we gotta put these back in here. This is marked 385. This is marked raw. 385. And this raw. Yeah. So 385, there's not much difference, but it does nap a little bit easier. Right? Maybe, maybe not. It naps a little bit easier. Let's just double check, because I can't remember. I think I did this on the first video, or maybe the second one. Yeah, it feels a little bit better than raw. But you know, it could be psychological. It feels almost the same. Yeah, it's almost the same as the raw, but it is a little bit easier. Yeah. Okay. So that one is finalized. Finito. I'm going to take this one out of here and I'm going to put this number 5 in here with that. Can you see? No? You didn't see what I just did. This has a number 5 on it, but it looks like this stuff. This has a number 7, and it was in here with this batch, but there's no other 7s in here. All right, this one's a 3, I believe. So you can barely see the marking. No, that's a 6. That's that one. That's that one? Yeah. Are these all 6s? Because I can't see any markings at all on this one. The Sharpie completely disappeared. Okay, here it is. Barely see it. There is a 6 with a line underneath. So this is 6. These are all 6s, I suppose. All right. So we have 7, 1, and 6. That's it? I suppose so. Go up to the other ones. I'm done testing the other ones. Which one is this? Number 5? Do I have a 5 in here? What is it? I can't see any numbers on this one. No, I did write them down. I just don't see the... It's not readily apparent. It looks like a 3. All right. So I'm assuming these are 3s, but that one could be a 5 on that one. Can you see it? It looks like a 5. Okay, this one is a 5. That's because right here. Sorry, this is highly unscientific. Where is it? Where are you? See, it's a straight up right here, straight line there, and you can see a 5 here. All right, so it's a 5. Some of this stuff looks like a 3. Okay, that's definitely a 5. All right, we solved it. This one's a 7. Why there's only one 7 in here? Or 2 7s. All right, those 2 are 7s. So we got 7, 1, 6, and 5. So we can compare the 5. Yes, yes. All right. Let's do that next. These are on video. They're all going to be on video now. Already tested against raw, and these have to be heated at 440, but I did 475. See what I wrote on these. This one is do not reheat. This is 385. This is not a raw one. This is 385, 385, 385, this one is raw. Okay. So we got this one, that one, and maybe we can get a biface out of this to match these. All right, let's see. That would be interesting. Who is asleep already? Anybody? Everybody? Whoops, it's snapping half-ish. Look at that. I just barely touched it. Yikes. I just barely touched that. Yeah, big chunks are coming off. Highly delicate, but glossy and nice looking. But very fragile. Which means what, boys and girls? Only small little points can be done with a reasonable amount of effort. You can get small points. Now if you put in more than a reasonable amount of effort, like super duper careful, you can get longer points, because this is knapping similar to Obsidian. It's that delicate. Yeah, extremely easy to remove flakes. Yeah, very similar. On a scale of 1 to 10 as far as knappability, this is about an 8, with Obsidian being 10. Now, quality-wise, I have a different scale for knappability quality. I don't put Obsidians above good heat treats in the quality categories. But Obsidian is at the top as far as ease of knappability, ease to get flakes, and ease to, break into it, and, just easy to knap as far as making flakes. Now, making actual arrowheads and points and knives, I put heat treat on the top. Mainly because Obsidian is difficult to thin down without snapping it in half. That's the main issue with me, or probably with a lot of people, is Obsidian will snap in half before you get it to the thin stage, unless you're very, very careful. But heat treats will stay together more easily with the same skill level. Now that is knapping extremely easily, almost too easily, because it could overshoot. But I'm not putting any effort at all into these strikes. These strikes are very easy, relatively speaking. It can get steppy, so it's not like really easy to knap perfectly. But yeah, it's going to be not difficult at all to run some bigger flakes on here. Let's try a big one. Yeah, see, it's not difficult to do the big ones, relatively speaking. I always say relatively because I'm talking my skill level. I've been doing this a while. Newbies have a little bit of a difficult time with heat treats in many cases because it is so delicate, and they're used to hitting really hard on stuff that's not heat treated. It might have issues in it, but it's an interesting consistency. And we got 385, and we see the consistency there, so you can see the difference. All right. This is raw. This is heat treat 385. This is on video together, I believe, and this one is 475. So this is a 5. Come on, you can stay focused. The camera has ADHD. Look at that. It's doing its own thing. Alright. I'm not moving it. It moves itself. Okay, you staying still? Alright. Stupid. 475 degrees check mark. Alright, now it's only focused on the background. I gotta probably turn on the manual focus because it's getting ridiculous. Okay, so that's what this looks like. Now I probably should have did a stage in between these two, but you get the idea. I think you get the idea. It's just going to be not as glossy as this. That's all. At what stage does it get glossy? Usually at 400, right? So I should have done one exactly at 400 to prove that point, but that's what it usually is. 400 is the average temperature where stuff starts to happen. Significant differences start to happen at 400 in most cases. Yeah, see, it's the same. It hasn't gotten a patina in the 3 weeks or whatever since I last napped it. Sometimes, believe it or not, some rocks will change surface texture even after only 3 weeks, or sometimes 3 days. Some of that Georgetown stuff will get gray. It'll look blue when you're napping it, but then it'll get gray, and you'll see. You can take a chip off and you can see a difference even after like 3 days. All right. So this is interesting stuff. This is a definite progression. With the heat. Okay? Alright. I just gotta mark it all. This one is 385. I'm just gonna mark this. I'm gonna break into this one, see if it has heat damage. But for now, let me mark these other ones so I can stick them all in a bag together. I don't know if that's heat damage or what. Alright, so this is a 5. Are you focused? Yes, yes. Stick it in the pile. Yeah, I did mark everything else. Alright, so let's break into this big piece just to see if it has heat damage. See, when you heat a big chunk like this, many times it'll have heat damage because it doesn't like it. And I intentionally raised the heat really fast on this particular batch. I didn't I went straight to 475, or no, I went straight to 450. Yeah, it's kind of dicey. I went straight to 450, then I raised it up a little bit more. Over a period of about 3 hours, then I let it cook for 2 or 3 hours. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, this might be useless. Yeah, it's useless. So a big chunk, not so good. It gets all damaged when it's a big chunk. All right. Did you see? Let me not throw that away. Hold on. All right. I'm not going to throw this away just so I can see that it does break up in it when it's a chunk. All right. All right. Okay, so that's how you do that one. What's next? Number 6. Let's do number 6 since it has a little already napped thing. Little notes. No further heat needed. 385 is good enough. Okay, it's on video. So I did not need to heat it because 385 is good enough. But look at the difference. Let's break into it. Let's break into this one and see. See what's underneath. I remember having trouble with this. I hope this is a number 6 because it looks just like this other stuff. Yeah. I didn't mark it, or if I did, it's gone. Oh no, it's there. See, it is a 6. It's not a 9. I do make my 9s that way, but it's a 6. I don't think I have a number 9. Alright, so it is a 6. So we got that out of the way. See if I can get that crunchy spot out. That's why we heat treat. So we can get the crunchy spots out. Ooh, look at that. Woo! Yes. Yes indeed. I rarely go woohoo, but on this one I will. Look at that difference. Let's get some more of that surface off of there so we can see what's underneath. If I do it right, not much effort is needed. I just need to do it right. Let's see. Let's see if we can get all of that nasty part off. And then that should expose more of the surface so we can make a comparison. I'm just regularizing it and symmetrizing it. I need to take some flakes off in this direction to get rid of the lumpage on this side. So I'm going to do that. Yeah. Let's do a pass on this other side. This other side doesn't seem to be as glossy. I need to grind it especially well, just so it doesn't crush. Right, I'm afraid it'll crush a lot if I don't abrade it well, because it is a heat treat. Yeah, it doesn't solve all the problems. But it solves some of them. Haha. Voila. Not perfect, but oh well. Okay, what's the difference? It's kind of the same color. Yeah. Let's do a sharpening pass. Can I get that lump out though? Is it possible to get that lump? Yeah, I gotta come in from the other side though. Hold on. I need to nap some of that other one again. See what I consider just fine at 385 and compare it to this. That's almost 100-degree difference. That's a big difference in heat. Oh yes, I mean that's just like night and day. I remember the other one. I remember how it was when it was raw. Oh yes, it was giving me misery. Giving me grief. But now, grief has been minimized. Yes, yes. Beauty. But you can see the range, 100-degree temperature range, which means you can heat it over an open fire and not worry about the temperature range. It can heat, even if it varies 100 degrees, it'll still heat treat. At least it might even go up to, I might get it to 500 and still nappable. Who knows? I didn't test it. Okay, it does feel like a tough heat treat. It's not like the other one that was extremely glossy. It's a little bit tougher than that one that was extremely glossy, right? Or no? Hold on. Yeah, it's a little bit tougher than the other one. Whatever that previous number was, 5. This is a little bit tougher. Well, I don't know, it's hard to say. It is hard to say. It actually grips the edge better. So even though the stone might be a little bit tougher and not as easy to run long flakes, the steel seems to grab the edge on this one better. Yeah. Yeah, it grabs it so easily. Yep. The steel grabs the edge on this so easily. Whereas on the other one, I could feel it a little bit slippery. Yeah. Easy. So I would say they're about the same. Yep, they have pros and cons. This one might actually be easier. Okay, so we can see that the color difference is is there, it gets lighter, or it got lighter in color. I'm going to nap on this a little bit more and see. Oh, it's easy also. Yeah, this stuff it's actually nice to nap at either temperature. Super duper. I like it. Okay, come on. A little more gusto. Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah, I can blast through obstacles. I'm ruining my pad though. It's nowhere near as easy as Obsidian or that one previous heat treat. So this is more difficult. This one is. But this one seems to be quite a bit different in the pressure flaking department. Hold on. Let me get a comparable area. Yeah, I can blast through a lot more with this. Hold on. Yeah, with the same pressure, I can get bigger flakes. And they travel. They're traveling on both. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a hard time telling the difference in the pressure flaking. The pressure flaking is a little bit better on this one because I'm feeling I can run longer flakes, but maybe they'll break up or they'll step more often. I know with percussion this is easy. With pressure it's about the same as the other one. I'm having a hard time figuring out what the difference is in the pressure. Now, thinning it down, I can probably thin this one easier, but this one looks like it's thinnable also. So there's not much difference between, what is it, 3 something? Let's remark it since I messed it up. All right. Six heat treat at 385. It's nice. I like it at 385. I also like it at 475. So this is a 6. And it is 475. Beauty. See how the big chunk worked. Nice. I say nice because there's no damage. Woo, there's no damage. That's going to be sweet. Yes, it is. That's going to be sweet. So, this one, 6. We're 75 degrees. Check. All right, I'm just going to mark these and then move on to the next one because I know these are going to be sweet. Is this a 6 too? I don't know. Yeah, it is. No, it's a 3. Get out of here, 3. That's a 3 also. Get out of here, 3. Where's the 6? That's a 3. Okay, so this is the only 6s left. Okay. Beautiful. And by the way, I'm not keeping all this stuff. I think I'm going to put it in a box and sell it. Yep. Or, you know, sell it for the shipping or something. Should I keep these in there too? I need to mark them. Yeah, I need to mark them. We'll keep them in there anyway, right? Just for grins and giggles. They're famous, they're on video. Yep. Okay. What's next? We got 1, we got 3, 7, and 1. 3. All right. This is number 3. I'm already starting to get tired of this little exercise. I know, I'm so impatient. All right. Very different color. This one is 385. Now, this one is raw. 385. Now, I'm pretty sure on this stuff, on the 3s, I'm not too sure what I did. To be honest with you, I might have messed this up. Some of these might still be raw. That I put 385 on there. But I'm not sure. I don't think so. Yeah, that's the problem with this. Sometimes I mess them up. It naps easy. I think that's a 385. Yeah, I mean it's snapped easy in half. Yeah, so I may have messed that up. I remember I was marking this yesterday, and I'm saying to myself, I don't know if that was 385 or not. I'm not sure because I didn't write a proper note in this batch. You know what I mean? So they might all be still raw. But I think I threw them into the 385 the last time. Anyway, let's see. Let's just do a comparison. Ooh, that's delicate. I don't know. Is that heat damage? It looks like heat damage. It does look like heat damage. With a crack through the center like that. Although it could be, I don't think it's a natural crack. A lot of times a crack right there like that through the center is a heat crack. It has patina or a heat coloration in the crack itself. So it might be a pre-existing crack. I don't know. Let's just keep napping. Let's just see. If there's no heat damage inside this piece, then it probably was okay in the heat treat, and that's just a natural crack. Oh, it's so nice. Yep. If it wasn't for all those inconsistencies, it would be nice. You can only get a small point out of this. There's too many cracks in the cortex. Anyway, that's quite a bit different. This snaps well. That's why I'm thinking it's at 385. Let's try this again. I'm looking for notes on number 3. I don't think I have. Yeah. See, I forgot to put notes in the number 3. Yeah, this snaps well. There's the other one I was just napping on. So I was just napping on the cooked one, but was I napping on another one of these? Yeah, I was napping on this one. It doesn't feel much different than the raw. It doesn't look much different either. So it might still all be raw and not 385. Yeah. I think it is all raw. Let's see. See, this is not darker red. If it was heat treated to 385, I think this would be a darker red. Not quite as dark as this, but at least a shade darker. So it's probably all raw. So I gotta fix that. Let's see. Where's my fixer-upper stuff? Okay, this is acetone in this bottle. It should remove the Sharpie. Should. After the Sharpie's been on here for a while, it's hard to remove. Especially if it's already been cooked in. So now I'm wondering, maybe it was cooked and there's no difference. I could have baked it in. Maybe I only heated that one piece. This is not coming off. So maybe that's the only heat treat. And the other ones are raw. That's probably it. Yeah. Okay, so let me mark that. So we got some ink that is baked in that will not come off. Yeah, that's not coming off. So that must be the only heat treat. Yeah. Well, that original 3 is not coming off. Gee, does this original 3 come off? No. This new 3 comes off. Alright, now I'm confusing myself. Yeah, that's baked on there. Okay, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. This is raw for sure. Now let's see if that comes off. That comes off. Okay, so this is raw. This is the only raw piece. All the rest of them are cooked. Yeah. Okay, so this is the only raw piece. Okay. And I don't see much difference at all between the raw and the cooked at 385. Okay. Okay. So the verdict is it's very different. Very different. 100 degrees made a big difference. Okay. I'm not going to spend much time on it. We already had similar results earlier. Now, were these all heated already to 385? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know if these were all raw before I stuck them in there. But you know what? Oh well. Does it make a difference? Not really. But it can. You never know. Sometimes it's better to heat them twice than to heat them once. Yeah. I have noticed slight differences sometimes when batches are heated twice. As you know, compared to heated only once. You know, heat it to 385, cool it down, and heat it up again to 475 may give you different results than just heating straight up to 475. It might do it. Never know. Is there going to be a lot of difference? Probably not. But you know the rule. You're going to be the guy with the exception. One of you guys out there is going to be the exception, and it's the one that's going to be the most confused about the whole process to begin with. Yeah. Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, that's how it's going to go wrong. So it can go wrong that way. Alright, so this is raw. This is very nasty. Alright, as far as I remember. Or is it one of the... No, it's one of the good ones. I mean, for raw stuff. For raw bull rock, it's good. It's still kind of rough, though. Yeah, I don't know about thinning down a thin piece with this stuff. It's challenging, let's say. That is a challenging piece. I must say that nap's much easier. Oh, dang it. Much easier. I don't know if I can do a Buren flake like that on this one. Close. But probably not. Probably cannot do a Buren flake on this raw piece as easily as I just did right there. Oh yeah, that's super easy. There's a big difference between the raw and the cooked in the number one. Look at that. Big difference in everything. The look, well, maybe not the color. The color is about the same. But the gloss, the nappability, the edge is easily napped. You know, when I hit it, it doesn't crush that well. I mean, that badly. Yeah, I can hit a sharp spot and it's not crushing a lot. So it's good. This is good high-grade stuff now. So it went from like, I'd say a 6 to an 8. because this is a little bit better than floor tile. Maybe even a 9. If there's no issues. It's got, see that, it's got pockets, so I hate to go higher than an 8. Yeah, that's sweet. Sweet to treat. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the better improvements I've seen. One of the best improvements I've seen. Yeah. Excellent. Compared to this stuff, this is all nasty crunchy. Just a little bit better than floor tile. Just a little bit. I wish I had a half-inch thick or 3/4 inch thick floor tile so I can compare. But this stuff is grainy. It does knap fairly easily, but to get long flakes on it, let me see. If I can get long flakes, then I might not say there's a drastic change. But this is a lot rougher, a lot more grainy. I mean, it looks like it can't be heat treated at all, but that's what it becomes. Yeah. Are we there yet? I can get big flakes, but it's not even near as easy to flake as the other one. This one requires a lot of force. Yeah. I can get big flakes on this, but it requires a lot of force. Yeah, the other one is almost effortless. Almost. And this one's gonna I worry about this raw piece when it gets down to thinning the thin biface. If it's gonna step fracture in the middle, it's not gonna be good. Yeah. So yeah, big difference. Huge difference. Yep. Let's try a 385. Yeah, there's not much difference here between the raw and the 385. No. So there's a less of a range for this one. It needs to be up over 400. Anything less looks like it's still kind of hard to knap. Yeah. All right. It has to be up over 400. That's what I would guess on this. All right, so this is a 1. Yeah, we got lucky. We got one in this batch that went from extreme crud to extreme good. Yeah. Extreme crud as far as texture. It's all rough and grainy and dry to slick and glossy. Yep. Okay. I was hoping we'd get one like that so we can see, or so you can see. All right, what's up next? 7. These are 7s. I think they're heat damaged. No? No? It's not bad at 385. Yeah, it's not too bad. But it gets a lot glossier at 475. And easier to nap. Okay. Okay, so that's it. That's all of them. I went fast on the last ones. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I might nap these off camera. Yeah, these are just randoms. All right. I don't know which one this was. I put this one at 475 just for grins and giggles. Yeah. It's not much different than the previous. The previous had gloss on it, or made it glossy, and this 475 is pretty much the same. So I guess 440 made it that glossy, and then 475 just a little bit more glossy. All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up by doing a summary. I need to get my notes, or my note cards. Why do I have writing on some of these? It's supposed to be all non-written on. It's because I put everything all together. Try to save space, but then I get them all mixed up together. All right, let's use the blank side. Yeah. All right, so this is how it went. Okay, so we got. This is an eBay chart order. eBay Primo, so to speak, from romolo-us or -us, something like that. Okay, so I got 44 pounds. All right, I got a box of 44 pounds. That thing cost me $81.34. Can we all see? I think we can all see. All right. So from here, this is waste. Totally useless. So total waste. I weighed it. It's 8 pounds. So that's 18% waste. We come down to here to the next box, and I'm going off my notes on the side here. See, I got cheat notes, but I'm gonna redo them. I would say 10% is actual Primo. Now, I didn't weigh it. I didn't do it completely scientifically. I'm going to be doing a lot of estimation just to wrap this up. And also because I didn't do a lot of the data in the beginning. Although I probably have some in the video, some weights in the video. I didn't go back and watch the whole videos over again and take notes. Alright, so forgive me on that one. But I'm just estimating 10% is Primo, so that's only like 4.5 pounds. Okay. All right. So, and then the next category down here is good at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, a good improvement. Let's put noticeably good. Noticeably good. 30%. All right. Down here. I'm probably spelling that wrong. Noticeably good at 440. I would say 90% showed improvement at that level. Because I got a bunch of it at that level. And I think all of it improved at least a little bit. And some of it substantially. Yeah, a little bit glossier, a little bit easier to nap. So at 440, I would say most of it improves. Yeah, see that? So I'm estimating. Why do I still have writing on this stuff? I'm still having writing on this stuff. When is it gonna stop? Okay, are we good? Yeah. All right, so I would say 90%. If it's not total waste, probably it shouldn't be higher than 18%, huh? I mean, higher than 100% minus 18. But of this batch, of whatever's left, 90% of it, I think, improved. Okay. Now, where's my pencil? The next category down here is blown up at 475. That one I would say very little. Maybe 3%. Very little blows up at 475. But there are some. Well, I'm guessing maybe 3%. Alright, so that's how it goes as far as the heat treat results. Okay. Now, I got the price here, so let's break down let's go with that on the next here. See if I made my money back. 81.34 in auction 4E02. I have a box of bifaces, right? Box of Romolo eBay heat treat. This is a small flat rate box. I got 50 bucks and you minus $10 shipping, and it equals 40. Okay, and then on auction 4E4, got 3 video points. That was also $50 minus $5 shipping, equals 45. So total I got 95. No, 85. So I made my money back. Okay? Plus I get to use some other stuff in the videos. This is also Romolo heat treat stuff. Romolo heat treat. Romolo eBay stuff. I use these in videos. Reverse indirect. Did I use this in reverse indirect? I can't remember now. I think I did. So I used some of this in other videos. Yeah. So like that video with the reverse indirect, I probably made 10 bucks on that already. Or let's just say 5. On the reverse indirect. Reverse indirect. Let's just add 5 bucks. Make it a nice round 90. Alright, so yeah, I made my money back, so I didn't waste my money on it. Okay, so that's good. Now, what else we got? There's another note that I had in here somewhere. I was trying to figure out how much more I could make from this batch. This is all of it right here, right? No, this is not all of it. I still got some that is still raw. What can I make out of this stuff? Because I still got, in this batch up here, I still got some bifaces I could make points out of. And I can still make points out of some of this, or just sell it as a big box of clunkers. Heat treat. Texas clunker heat treat. Although I probably won't do that. I'll just fish through it and look for stuff I can use later. So yeah, I won't go into that. I tried to figure out how much I would make. But just so you know, taking account of the auctions, the minimum I make is $6.50 per inch in profit. Okay, so if I make a bunch of points that are like 2 inches long, they'll be about 13 bucks each profit, because I guess I'm gonna mail them out. Maybe even less, maybe 10 bucks each profit. So it might be a little bit less than this, but I consider this a minimum, especially on the larger blades, just taking into account the what I'm getting in the auctions. So I don't know, how much more can I make from this? I would say maybe another 90 bucks. At the most. Using up the rest, I'd say maybe another 90. So that's 180. So you minus the 81.34. and you get approximately $100. Alright, so I would guess that I could make maybe $100 profit off of that box, even though it's bull gravel. Bull gravel, 44 pounds. That's like 1/2 of a 5-gallon bucket. Okay, you can make about $100 profit. Yeah. Okay, so hopefully that wraps it up. I can put this all to rest, figure out what to do with it later with all this other stuff. What I got left, I could just probably box it all up and send it out. Okay, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I'll probably use it just for video points or something. Okay. All right, so that's it. Hour and a half. That's not too bad. Okay. See you in the next video.